Deep down, most of us have thought about what it would be like to be wealthy. Maybe you've dreamt about a life of financial freedom, not having to worry about bills, or traveling whenever and wherever you wanted. Almost anyone has the potential to have these dreams come true. But most of us are standing in our own way and we don't even realize it. Let's talk about 8 reasons you could be struggling to get into the wealth game. The blame game. A lot of people will never get wealthy because they're spending too much time pointing fingers. There are plenty of reasons that can make life tough. Where you were born, the education you had access to, the economy, or even your government's policies. Those are real challenges, but often the biggest barrier to wealth is your own mindset. If you find yourself in a financial rut, the first step is to stop blaming others and start looking at what you can do to change things. What things can you control? If you're always in the red at the end of the month, then yes, you might need to make more money, but blaming the economy for your job not paying you more won't help anything. Are you tracking your income and expenses? Is there anything in your budget you can cut out or decrease? Are you even using a budget? Financial success doesn't come overnight, and it doesn't come from just wishing for it. The people you see who are successful today, they took action, even if it only started with $50 into a savings account every paycheck. If you want to be wealthy, you have to stop wishing for wealth and start by taking responsibility for where you are today. Create a budget, commit to tracking your expenses for the next month so that you can see where your money is going, prioritize getting out of debt, save and invest aggressively, and then commit to improving your financial knowledge. Remember, building wealth is a marathon, not a sprint. Someday mentality. There are many people who believe they'll be rich someday, just not today. They imagine a future where everything magically falls into place, but someday is an illusion. If you want to be wealthy someday, you should have already started working toward it yesterday. Every day that goes by without making progress towards your financial goals is a day wasted. Success is built on one small step at a time. It's the little actions you take daily that add up to something big. There's a reason the biggest financial minds are always advising to start small, but start today. Those small investments to your 401k or your IRA or even your emergency fund might feel small and insignificant now, but it puts time on your side on the road to financial success. So if you're thinking that your dreams will somehow come true without you lifting a finger or putting in any real effort, you're not building a future, you're building a fantasy. And fantasies don't pay the bills, nor do they help you retire. The reality of your tomorrow is determined by the actions you take today. Start that emergency fund, put an extra payment onto your credit card, or pick up that personal finance book you've been putting off reading. The comfort zone. Everything you truly want in life, whether it's financial success, personal growth, or any big goal, exists outside your comfort zone. But most people are more concerned with staying comfortable. For many, the ultimate goal is physical, psychological, and emotional comfort. They want a good job, a nice car, a beautiful home, and enough money to cover their bills. But if you're only chasing comfort, you're not choosing growth, and you need growth to build wealth. Building wealth requires making unpopular choices. It could mean buying a perfectly average sedan instead of the luxury SUV you like, or settling for smaller vacations throughout the year so that you can prioritize paying off your credit card debt faster. Or it could even mean picking up a second job to be able to save more into your investment account. Your wealth mentality. The statistics of wealth can be intimidating. When most people look at the number of rich versus poor, they quickly conclude that achieving wealth is impossible for them. They see it as something reserved for a select few, and so they resign themselves to being poor and in debt for life. But that's a choice. Here's another choice. While you may not reach the levels of Elon Musk or Oprah, you can save and invest, and if you can do that consistently over 2 to 3 decades, you can attain true wealth. If you want to become wealthy, you have to believe you can achieve it. Your mind has to be on board with the goal because that will drive your actions and behaviors. Having a wealth mentality will make certain choices easier because those choices will either ultimately bring you closer or further from your wealth goal. Speaking of choices, if you've made it this far into the video, please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. It truly helps us out. Now, the first 4 reasons were changes in mentality that could be stopping you from truly getting onto the road to build wealth. But let's look at 4 other actionable reasons that could be killing your wealth progress. You haven't started investing. Investing is one of the most powerful and straightforward ways to become wealthy. The earlier you start, the easier it is to build wealth over time. But too many people are caught up in the idea of quick, easy money, the get-rich-quick syndrome. They want success overnight and aren't interested in starting small, being consistent, and remaining patient. Many people dismiss the idea of starting with little investments because it takes time. But like any meaningful pursuit in life, amassing wealth takes time, decades of dedication, learning, and growth. But to do that, you'll have to have love for the process. You don't have to be a financial genius or have loads of cash to start investing today. Thanks to modern technology and the availability of investment apps like Fidelity and Vanguard, anyone can get started with just a little bit of money. Your initial goal should simply be to build the habit of saving and investing and learning as you go. You don't have financial goals. One of the biggest reasons most people don't achieve their financial dreams is because they're not clear about what they want. They haven't taken the time to sit down and map out exactly what financial success looks like for them. Without that clarity, how can you expect to make progress? If you want to build wealth, you need to be unapologetically clear about it. You need to set smart financial goals and be relentless in working toward them. Successful people don't set small goals. They set goals that stretch them, that challenge them to grow, and that motivate them to keep pushing forward. Without clear financial goals, you're just drifting. And riches don't come to those who drift. It comes to those who pursue with a purpose. You live above your means. With every dollar you earn, you have a choice. You can either put that money to work for your future, or you can spend it to satisfy your immediate whims. The choice is yours. But where you don't put in effort, you won't see results. Your spending habits, how you make, save, and grow your money, will ultimately decide whether you join the ranks of the wealthy or not. Most of us have been guilty of living beyond our means at some point, especially when we're carelessly swiping our cards. But as long as you're spending more than you're making, you're risking your ability to build wealth. Overspending and high-interest debt are the enemies of becoming wealthy. Every dollar you spend on unnecessary purchases or paying off interest on credit cards is a dollar that could have been working for you in the stock market, real estate, or other wealth-building ventures. If you want to build wealth, you have to break the cycle of living beyond your means. That means cutting back where you can and prioritizing long-term financial goals over short-term satisfaction. One of the biggest indicators of your ability to build wealth, and one of the biggest ideas that many people struggle with, is delaying gratification. Great things often take time. Delayed gratification is a powerful mindset and lifestyle that is the foundation to building wealth. It's resisting immediate temptations and focusing instead on long-term goals. When you contribute money to your 401k, IRA, or other investment accounts, your intent is for that money to be seen as an investment for your future. Oftentimes, particularly in the case of your retirement accounts, the money is locked away from you for decades. When you practice delayed gratification, you're essentially making a conscious choice to build a solid foundation for wealth accumulation. Now, many people mistakenly think that delayed gratification means living a life devoid of joy, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's not about depriving yourself. It's about making smart decisions that prioritize your long-term goals over fleeting whims. Instead of splurging on the latest iteration of your still perfectly working phone, you might choose to invest that money, a conscious choice. Instead of spending your disposable income on dining out or entertainment, you could focus on saving for a down payment on a home or investing in your retirement account. However, it can be incredibly challenging to resist immediate pleasures, especially in a society that often promotes instant gratification as the norm. But delaying gratification can help you create a lifestyle that prioritizes long-term success and fulfillment because it changes the way you view things. You're more likely to prioritize your health, relationships, and personal growth if you're giving yourself years and decades to adapt to the change instead of looking for immediate wins and fixes. You can build wealth. It starts with small, consistent choices that will grow in size and impact with enough time and patience. But if you're stuck in the comfort zone, blaming the government and the economy, or unable to delay your need for stuff right now, then the wealth game will pass you by. Small choices can accumulate and lead to significant improvements in your overall financial being. And those small choices might just be the reason you're not yet where you want to be financially. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, share it with a friend, and we'll see you in the next one.